Hi, my name's Desmond Jadoo. I'm from an organisation called Birmingham Empowerment Forum.
Okay, so why would an independent candidate be beneficial if there was to be an elected mayor in Birmingham?
I'm glad you've asked that question because that's something quite close to my heart. If I say this to you, and it's not to compare Birmingham to these areas, but Mansfield, Hartlepool and Middlesbrough have independent mayors, and they're all on third terms. They've had mayors since 2002, the same time as London. And the independent mayors are the only mayors who have been re-elected time and time again. And they've been re-elected sometimes on increased majorities. But the thing about it is they've got the council working together, not down party lines. The mayor is a standalone figure. And in terms of having a mayoral cabinet and having people working for the city to make the city better, the mayor can choose who is good enough, and not because that person has served the party well. That's the difference. It's to look within the council chamber and say, are you good enough? And then the mayor also has the power to say, well, if you're not good enough and I can't find the skills I need, I look outside of the council chamber, because we're getting people who are good enough. That's the difference, and that's what you call working for Birmingham.
Okay, you've said that you see Birmingham as being a city in reverse right now. So how do you think an elected mayor could raise the profile of the city?
We've got to pull the city resources together and pull together what we've got first, okay? We've got to remember as well, we've got to listen to what the people have got to say, right? Birmingham is a highly disenfranchised city right now. At local elections we get about 35–40% turnout. The first thing we've got to do with a mayoral campaign is to actually engage people. And then what we've got to do is refocus the vision of Birmingham. What do we want? We've got some fantastic things coming to Birmingham, right? Birmingham is supposed to be an absolute metropolis now of the UK. We're the largest metropolitan city in Europe, and we don't reflect that at all. Right now, massive investments are going to Manchester and Liverpool without them even having an elected mayor. So what it talks about is our politicians and our seasoned politicians and public servants in this city, many of them who have served the city so well over a period of time, you know, they're out of steam. It's time now for fresh blood, a fresh impetus to put Birmingham back on the map. And how do we do it? We pull our resources. The most diverse city in the UK, but for many people from these diverse communities to visit relatives abroad, they have to go to an airport in London. We now welcome Birmingham Airport having an extension, but we've got to also encourage the airlines to come to Birmingham. We've got HS2 coming to Birmingham. What do we do with it? You know, we've got to be forward thinking now for our city. We've got to develop better transport networks. We've got to also encourage more investment in Birmingham. Take advantage of the diverse community. Set trade links with those diverse communities. Have goods and products going both ways between those diverse communities. Take advantage or retake advantage of what's good about Birmingham. We all sit down and moan, but we don't actually pull our resources and work together. And the first thing we've got to do to set Birmingham back on the map is to actually bring the communities together, get rid of the divisiveness that exists at the moment, and bring our communities together to work together to make our city better. It's a partnership, and that's what's broken down, because between the politicians and the people there's a massive gap, and it's not being bridged.
Okay, so how would you propose to bridge that gap?
How to bridge that gap is simple. We've got to have more participative, to coin a word, involvement in politics. We've got to deal with the neighbourhood forums more, get those re-established, have the youth forum running at the same time as well, and give voices to people. We've got to really tackle what the anxieties of the communities are. One of the biggest things a lot of people talk about, many politicians, will be jobs, 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 jobs. Of course jobs are important, but everything's linked. You know, we've got jobs are just one part of the puzzle. You know, we've got social and economic deprivation in this city right now that many people aren't taking notice of. We've got people going to work and their hours are being cut, and they are struggling now to make ends meet, right? We've got social segregation as well. We've got communities divided as well. We've got to remind people we're all one. right? And we've got to remind people of older knowledge such as divide, united we stand and divided we fall. And the way we have to do that is by actually making sure that how Birmingham's population is reflected in government.